Imagine falling into a sleep so deep that when you wake up, half a decade has passed. An ordinary man with an extraordinary story. One day, a loving father and a dedicated husband experiences an unexpected turn of events. A severe headache surges through his skull, a pain so intense it drives him to his knees. He collapses, unconscious, and is rushed to the hospital. There, the medical team finds themselves staring at a puzzle. The man's body is functioning, his heart is beating, but he's not waking up. He's slipped into a coma. Tests are run, specialists are called, but no one can pinpoint why this man, previously so full of life, now lies motionless in a hospital bed. As the days turn into weeks and weeks into months, his family and friends grapple with the harsh reality. Tears are shed, prayers are whispered, and hope is clung to with desperate fingers. His daughter, only 10 when her father collapsed, grows up visiting a hospital room, talking to a man who cannot respond. His wife, a pillar of strength, keeps the home fires burning, hoping against hope for her husband's return. Meanwhile, the medical team continues their tireless efforts. They monitor his vitals, administer treatment, and explore every avenue that might explain his condition. They consult with experts from around the globe, but the answer remains elusive. The man's condition is stable, yet he shows no signs of regaining consciousness. The doctors are left scratching their heads, a mystery patient on their hands. The seasons change, birthdays come and go, and the world outside continues to spin. Time has stopped. He remains in a deep, unreachable sleep, his dreams unknown, his thoughts a mystery. His life is put on pause, suspended between the world of the living and a realm we cannot comprehend. 5 years passed with no sign of awakening, a life in limbo and a mystery that puzzled the medical world. As days turned into years, hope began to fade, but miracles do happen. The journey of those who stood by this man was an emotional roller coaster, a struggle of hope and despair. It was a test of faith, a testament to their unwavering love and dedication. The family held on, praying for a sign, a twitch, a flicker of an eyelid, anything that would indicate their loved one was still with them. Holidays came and went, seasons changed, but the cold, sterile hospital room where the man lay remained the same. The doctors tried everything in their power. There were discussions of groundbreaking procedures, experimental treatments, and even controversial therapies. Each medical intervention was a glimmer of hope, a chance to bring him back. But with every unsuccessful attempt, hope faded a little more. The medical team's perspective evolved over time. From the initial optimism of a possible recovery, they transitioned to a grim acceptance of the situation. The doctors, who once held the beacon of hope, started preparing the family for the worst. They spoke of quality of life, of dignity, and of letting go. But amidst this uncertainty, the family's faith remained unshaken. They held on to the belief that their loved one was still there, somewhere deep within that immobile body. They refused to let go, they refused to give up. The air in the hospital room was thick with despair. The beeping of the heart monitor was a stark reminder of the life that was hanging by a thread. And then, after half a decade in a coma, just when the last vestiges of hope were about to be extinguished, something extraordinary happened. Against all odds and medical understanding, the man stirred. It was a small, almost imperceptible movement, but it was there. A twitch, a sign they had been waiting for so long. The room filled with an aura of disbelief and joy. Just when they were about to give up, a miracle unfolded. One fateful day after 5 long years, the man stirs from his slumber. In the realm of the seemingly impossible, miracles are born. They are like a flicker of light in the darkest night, a beacon of hope. And this miracle was no different. After half a decade of silent vigil, of whispered prayers and countless tears, the man who was once lost in the depths of unconsciousness begins to awaken. The first sign was subtle, a twitch of a finger, a flutter of eyelids. It was such a tiny gesture, barely noticeable, but in the stillness of the hospital room, it echoed like a thunderclap, a signal of change, of life stirring where there had been none. The medical team, those tireless warriors of healing and hope, were the first to notice the change. Shocked, they rushed to his side, their faces a mix of incredulity and excitement. This was a victory, not just for the man but for them as well. A testament to their unwavering dedication, their belief in the power of life and the resilience of the human spirit. But the awakening was not without its trials. For the man, the world was a chaotic blend of sounds and colors, a whirl of confusion and fear. He was like a newborn, thrust into an unfamiliar world, struggling to make sense of it all. His loved ones, their faces etched with joy and worry, were his anchors, their voices a soothing balm against the onslaught of unfamiliar sensations. This was a miracle, yes, but it was also a journey of rediscovery, of relearning, of rebuilding. The man had woken up from his long slumber, but he was not the same. He was a survivor, a warrior who had battled against the odds and emerged victorious. Yet amidst the joy and the relief, a sense of unease lingered. The man was awake, but he was different, changed in ways they couldn't yet comprehend. His gaze, once filled with familiarity, now held a hint of confusion, a touch of fear. But the awakening was just the beginning of another mystery. As he lay there, the doctor's words echoed in his ears. "I'm sorry." The words were like a chilling winter wind, cutting through the warmth of his newfound consciousness. A simple phrase, 2 words, yet they carried a weight that seemed to press upon his chest, stifling the joy of his awakening. His mind, still groggy from the half-decade slumber, struggled to make sense of it. "I'm sorry." The words of a doctor, a beacon of hope, now sounding like a harbinger of doom. Why would a doctor apologize? Wasn't his awakening a miracle, a cause for celebration? His heart pounded in his chest, each beat echoing the doctor's apology. His thoughts raced, each one more terrifying than the last. Was there a mistake? Was he not supposed to wake up? Or was there something else? Something far more sinister lurking in the shadows of those words? The room was silent, save for the relentless beeping of the heart monitor. It was a stark reminder of his fragile existence, a life that had been on pause for the better part of the decade. He wanted to ask, to demand an explanation, but his throat was dry, his voice a mere whisper lost in the sterile white of the hospital room. His eyes found the doctor's, a pair of sympathetic orbs that held a secret, a truth he was not yet ready to reveal. It was a look he had seen before, in the countless hospital dramas he had watched, a look that spelled out fear, pity, and regret. The doctor's apology hung in the air, a specter of the unknown, shrouding the room in a tension that was almost palpable. The seconds ticked by, each one stretching into an eternity as he waited for the doctor to break the silence, to unravel the mystery behind his apology. But the doctor remained silent, his lips sealed shut by a secret too heavy to voice. And so, he was left with nothing but questions, each one gnawing at his sanity, each one echoing the doctor's words, "I'm sorry." What could warrant such an apology after a miraculous awakening? The suspense was unbearable, the secret, unimaginable. As the echo of the doctor's apology reverberated through the sterile white room, the world seemed to stop. Time hung in the balance as if holding its breath for the revelation that was about to shatter the silence. The man, still grappling with the reality of his miraculous awakening, was about to face an even greater challenge. A mystery that had been brewing for half a decade was about to be unveiled. A secret so profound it would send shockwaves through his freshly awakened consciousness. The doctor, with a face etched in lines of concern and regret, finally broke the silence. His words, carefully chosen yet heavy with implication, unveiled the truth that he had been carrying for half a decade. The man had not merely slept for 5 years. His coma was the result of a medical error, a miscalculation during a routine procedure that had stolen 5 years of life from him. The reaction of the man was a kaleidoscope of emotions. Shock coursed through his veins, followed swiftly by disbelief, then a creeping sense of betrayal. But as the initial wave of emotion subsided, a spark of defiance ignited within him. This was not the end of his story but the beginning of a new chapter. The implications of the revelation were far-reaching. 5 years of his life, lost to a sleep induced by human error. But with the unveiling of the mystery came a new understanding. An understanding of the fragility of life, the importance of each moment, and the strength of the human spirit in the face of adversity. As the truth sank in, the man was left with a choice: to descend into despair, or to rise from the ashes and embrace his second chance at life. His decision? To face the future with resilience and tenacity, turning his unthinkable truth into a testament of human spirit and determination. In the face of an unthinkable truth, one man's life was forever changed, his journey a testament to the resilience of the human spirit.